From the best and worst days to buy gas to how to get free talk and text on your cell phone, Danielle is here with a Monday one for the money. How are you?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Good.
You noticed anything about gas prices lately? They are going down, baby, around the country. They're down to $2.62, which is still higher than what we're paying here. We're only paying $2.16. But you know there are good and bad days to buy the gas. The best, Monday or Tuesday.
Oh, so
the
get after
worst,
it.
Thursday or Saturday. Yeah, get your gas today, but it's also better if you do it before 9 o'clock in the morning. This comes from Gas Buddy.
Yeah.
And they say it varies state by state, so you do want to check it. It's an app to make sure, you know, that this is the best day or you're getting the best price. And obviously a good way to cut down on your gas prices is not to buy premium unless your manufacturer says you have to, but most of them simply recommend it.
And this rule is probably even better this week with the 4th of July right around the corner.
Exactly. So when is the 4th of July this weekend? So buy it, what did we say? Well,
Thursday
Saturday.
and Friday is bad, so do it today.
Yeah, so
today
or on Saturday.
Good.
Okay. Another way to save money. Do you ever call your credit card company?
No, I mean, unless there's a gaffe in the billing, I guess.
Well, you absolutely should. There was
Okay.
a survey done by creditcards.com which said out of 952 people, 89% of them received a higher credit limit when they called, 87% got a late payment waived, and 82% had their annual fee waived or reduced. And then you go to 69% who got a lower interest rate. Now, unfortunately, most people don't know to do that, but you should call up and ask. I actually have done it several times. I've said, listen, I'm never late. This is the only month. Can you?
I have done that, actually.
Yep, and ask for an interest rate to be reduced, as well as I've said, you know, can I have a credit line increase?
I just don't like waiting on hold for too long, but it's worth it, is what you're telling me.
Some of the companies, Discover, they have all their call centers here in the States.
Okay.
So that's not bad.
Moves it along.
Now, yes.
Okay.
Now, here's my question for you.
Yeah.
How much do you pay for your cell phone?
I pay $70 a month, I think it is, $80 a month.
How would you like to pay nothing?
Tell me more.
You're the average. Okay. It's an app that is huge in Europe, 200 minutes of voice, 500 minutes of text and video.
Wow.
For free. They use a Wi-Fi connection instead of your cell network. You can also get international calls, and you can use it on your tablet. Now, the catch is the person calling needs an app, or they'll get data charges. You can get an unlimited plan for $35, but that is still a deal. And the sound quality, CNET says it's pretty good for a VoIP, which is Voice over Internet Protocol. And I have a friend who just got it and says it is perfect. So if you don't use your phone all that much, or for those occasional calls, use your, you use your tablet or your phone. And that is one for the money.
Very good. And you have some more information for folks who want to chime in.
Well, I just want to remember, Facebook me or email me if you got a cool story, if you have any comments on that one.
Okay. Did you need a good Wi-Fi for that thing?
You do need decent Wi-Fi,
good
yes.
Wi-Fi
And
helps.
if you don't, well, then it's going to go on over to data.
Okay, sounds good. Thank you, Danielle.
A way to get 2 months of free cell service to another major data breach. Here's Danielle with one for the money.
Yeah, you got it. All right. Well, this is just on the heels of Verizon telling us that 6 million of its customers were exposed because somebody left some stuff out there on Amazon's cloud storage. Well, now we have news that 2 million of Dow Jones's customers have their data at risk. The names, addresses, account information, last 4 digits of their credit card numbers of some of the subscribers of the publications they have, which are Wall Street Journal, Barron's, you may know. They were available to anyone, just like Verizon. If you have an Amazon Web Services account. And the company didn't notify anybody because they said, well, no information stolen, none of the full credit card account or login information was there, and it didn't pose a significant risk.
But as you pointed out the other night, this is just going to continue to happen, right?
Yeah.
The information's going to become
More
available
stuff,
and leaked out.
And that's why you, my friend, in some ways are very smart not to do that. And I say thank you to the Dow Jones people for being, saying we didn't need to be notified. Right. I say you should check your credit reports every few months. Now, from stealing data to just handing it over to people who ask for it. When you're on social media, whether you're shopping online, computer, tech services, we give away everything to people. That's why you don't do it. Well, the nonprofit Electronic Frontier Foundation released its 7th annual Who Has Your Back report. And what it does is evaluate major tech companies' policies on handing your information over to the government. Well, this study looked at 26 companies' policies regarding making sure third-party vendors can't sell it. 4 companies earned 1 out of 5 stars: AT&T, Comcast, T-Mobile, and Verizon.
I think what you're saying is that my old-fashionedness, the rotary,
the
rotary telephone, the black and white TV is really...
Let's not get carried away now, Jimmy. But just quickly, even though AT&T still is on the top of the list, they're offering a great deal if you don't really care about that stuff. They just started a prepaid unlimited data plan. What you do is if you get that plan or 6 gigabytes, you get 2 free months credited during the 3rd and 12th month of service. And you get unlimited talk, text, calls to Mexico, Canada, no activation fees, and the beauty is you pay up front, no data overages, no credit checks. So all good over there. Please head on over to my Twitter account, Facebook page. I just started them specifically for...
One for the money.
You got it.
I got it. Right after Donovan Live at 7. Now, from cutting those infuriating cable costs to reducing your online presence and chances of someone stealing your ID, Danielle Serino joins me right now, back-to-back nights with One for the Money.
And I know you think that you're not going to be a victim of this, but if the Equifax breach taught us anything, it's that no one is safe. And by the way, have you checked to see whether you're affected?
I have not.
I knew that. We'll talk after the show.
I put my head down on the pillow at night and say, everything's fine.
Well, I'm going to show you how you're not. And
Okay.
especially people online are using smartphones, they are at the biggest risks. But here's what you need to do to protect yourself. If you're on social media sites, make sure there's no info on your birthday, your phone number, your home address. Any of that information will help someone steal your identity. Search for yourself online. Could be old accounts, profiles, or other stuff you just forgot about. Ask search engines or sites that collect info like Spokio or People Finder, excuse me, to remove info you don't want out there. Unsubscribe from all email lists and text message alerts, and ask the phone company, I know you have a home phone, to make sure it's unlisted so the info is not online.
You know, a lot of people don't have a home phone anymore.
They don't, but I just know you do.
I do.
I know
Yeah,
already.
yeah.
I also know you stay offline, but trust me, go search for yourself out there and you will find some of your personal information. Now, on the topic of personal information, I know finances are a delicate topic, but that's my segment, so I have to ask. I assume you have a mortgage?
Yes.
How did that negotiation go? Did you ever try to refinance or any of that?
You know, no, we didn't. No, maybe we did. Yes, we did. One time.
And how did it go?
I think it went okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I can give you some tips that'll save you tens of thousands of dollars over the life of the loan. First, clean up your credit report way in advance of talking to lenders because you want to see if there are any problems or mistakes as soon as possible. It takes a lot of time to fix and ultimately improve your score. You want to meet with several lenders to discuss your borrowing situation because their offers are going to vary widely. But very important, if you do this, line up the meetings within the same month. You can have multiple lenders pull your credit without hurting your score if you do it within 30 days. FICO scores list them all as one inquiry, not multiple ones. And during that time frame, don't make big purchases with your credit card or apply for new credit because all of that will affect your score as well.
I can imagine.
Now, those tips obviously could save you a lot of money. These next tips, not so much, but every dollar counts. Now, I don't know anyone who doesn't complain about their cable costs. What's your bill each month, do you know?
$291.
What? Mine's half of that.
I just did it the other day.
Yeah, mine's half, which I know is cheap.
Please.
She's laughing. It still makes me crazy.
She needs to be revived over there because right? You're not a cable, right?
No. You're a cutter? All right.
Yeah.
Well, if you're not ready to cut the cord, here's how to cut the bill instead. Look at your current plan. That's insane. Well, I'll tell you why. You probably have a load of sports channels.
I do.
Well, get rid of those and some of your premium ones. I know you can't do that, but for other people they can. And you can probably drop to a less expensive package. Now, if you have cable and internet combined, consider buying a compatible modem instead of paying the monthly fee from the company. You can end up making that money back that you spent on the modem in the long term. Skip contracts, 2-year contracts. They're cheaper, but you're better off with month-to-month commitments because you have no leverage if you're under contract, and most companies charge early termination fees if you cancel. And finally, negotiate or threaten to cancel your service. They'll usually make a deal to keep you. And if at the first time it doesn't work, persistence pays off. Call back again, ask to speak to a customer, or this is the key, somebody in the customer retention department. They have that. That usually gets their attention.
Can I ask you a quick question about this? And it involves like the storms the other night.
Oh, cool.
When you lose your cable service for a long period of time, why don't you get some of that back?
You have to ask for it. They're not going to just say, oh, you lost cable.